In the very early days, there were a number of young women who at that point had children living with them, all of whom had correspondence courses sitting at home, and they couldn't get to them. And so they decided at some point that it was easier if they worked together. Pretty early on, it became pretty clear that to do that with any kind of possibility, they needed someone to be looking after their children.
They wanted to get together and just sort of share some of their experiences. And they said, will you run a group? Because that's what I like doing, is running groups. And we had a very interesting conversation. People really needed to talk to each other. And of course, as we got a little bit more organized and a little more sophisticated, it became Terra.
As a young parent, if you were to approach a landlord and they have 2 applications in front of them, it's very unlikely that that young parent would be successful in securing that accommodation. And so what we've been able to do through partnerships is ensure that young parents have safe, affordable housing. And it's never been just about housing. It's always support services built in.
At one point, we tried to start a young fathers program. These young men needed to be supported, and as did the young women and their parents.
Young dads face a lot of stigma, and there still exists the perception that they're deadbeat dads, that they don't want to contribute, and that's really far from the truth. So there is a lot of work yet to be done in a lot of the systems, especially in legal systems with custody and the courts, to recognize the full rights of fathers.
But you know, we had girls with lots of grit, lots of ambition, and they were determined that they could do what anybody could do at that age.
Over time, it became much more developed in terms of trying to create individual learning plans, and the classes became more structured, but with really acknowledging that people were at very different levels and needed to be working at those different levels.
Mental health is such a significant challenge for so many of our parents and their children. And so part of our vision for the future is to have a whole robust set of mental health supports. We are really engaged in raising up this next generation. And so the resources are incredibly important, that they're there to ensure that their lives are full and rich and healthy. And so some of the work that we'll continue to do is advocate to reduce barriers and improve systems that serve young parents.
I'm so amazed when I see what Terra has become. A place where they can go, where they can be accepted, where they can get their education, where all sorts of opportunities are available. Terra is a marvelous place.